Performance Appraisal Methods, Part 2. Welcome back, everyone, to Part 2 of our enlightening video series on performance appraisal methods. So sit back, grab your notepads, and get ready to elevate your performance appraisal game to new heights. Method 5. Critical Incidence Technique. The critical incident method is a type of appraisal system that involves gathering data, facts, or samples so as to determine accuracy in the performance of employees and general trends if there are any. In the critical incident method, situations are first determined, then data about them is gathered and analyzed, after which possible solutions to those situations are determined and put to practice to evaluate their outcome and effectiveness. Critical incident method steps. Critical incident technique has the following steps. Review incidents. We start with determining and reviewing the incidents that have taken place during the course of the job. Collect facts. Fact-finding, which involves gathering information of the incident from the members. Analyze data. The third step is to analyze the facts and the data collected by the interviewer from the participants and determine the issues. Determine outcomes. The fourth step is to determine possible solutions for the issues that have been identified. Evaluate solution. Finally, the last step is to evaluate whether the solution will be able to remove the cause of the problem that was identified. Example of critical incident method. To take a very simple critical incident method example, let's say a manager wants to use the critical incident method to evaluate a member of their customer support team. First, the manager would consider the goal of using CM in this case, which in this case might be a higher resolution rate. They might then decide to focus on incidents where the employee had efficiently resolved issues, as well as incidents where the problem had to be escalated or there were complaints regarding service. Next, the manager would then methodically discuss each incident with the member of staff, with the two people collaboratively analyzing what happened. This dialogue would then progress to determining a course of action going forward to reinforce the behaviors that led to positive results, in addition to solutions to avoid the behaviors that led to negative results. Depending on the review schedule of the company in question, these courses of action would then be evaluated after a few weeks or months to see if there had been any associated improvement. Pros and cons of critical incident method. The advantages of the critical incident method are: it is a flexible method, and hence can be used to improve multi-user system. It can identify even rare events that might not be covered by other methods. Less expensive and provides rich information. Easy to understand and use. The disadvantages of the critical incident method are: it relies on the incidents being remembered by raters. It will also require the accurate and honest report of them. Supervisors may be biased toward incidents that happened recently because they are easier to recall. Raters may not be willing to take the time to write a complete story when describing the story. Since it is based on critical incidents only, it does not say anything about the every situation. So, it is not much impressive. Method 6. Ranking Method. It is the oldest and simplest formal systematic method of performance appraisal in which employee is compared with all others for the purpose of placing order of worth. The employees are ranked from the highest to the lowest, or from the best to the worst. Thus, if there are 10 employees to be appraised, there will be 10 ranks from 1 to 10. Example of ranking method. Ranking method appraisal system for judicial officers in the judiciary. As per the existing system prevailing at present, the judicial officers are rated as very good, good, satisfactory, average, and poor on the basis of their performance for a particular period, and units, disposing of cases, are prescribed for that purpose. As an example, the judiciary has the following unit system. The officers working in the cadre of principal district and session judge have to secure 10 units in a month of 22 working days. The officers working in the cadre of additional district and session judge have to secure 11 units, and the officers working in the cadre of the senior civil judges also have to secure 11 units in a month consisting of 22 working days. Advantages of ranking method. Employees are ranked according to their performance levels. It is easier to rank the best and the worst employee. Limitations of ranking method. The whole man is compared with another whole man in this method. In practice, it is very difficult to compare individuals possessing various individual traits. This method speaks only of the position where an employee stands in his group. It does not test anything about how much better or how much worse an employee is when compared to another employee. When a large number of employees are working, ranking of individuals become a difficult issue. There is no systematic procedure for ranking individuals in the organization. The ranking system does not eliminate the possibility of snap judgments. Method 7. Self-appraisal. Self-appraisals offer employees a chance to look back at their performance and understand their strengths and weaknesses. What generally happens during a self-appraisal? During a self-appraisal, an employee will identify their accomplishments, weaknesses, progress. Typically, a self-appraisal will then culminate in a more traditional review between employee and their manager. This is where they will compare appraisals and talk about goals for the time period ahead. What are the downsides of only self-appraisals? Self-appraisals alone may not be accurate if the employee isn't honest or critical enough. Or, an employee may be too critical of themselves and unable to recognize their very real accomplishments or career progression. For example, an employee may be underperforming in a certain aspect of their job, but not fully understand its impact on the company or their department. This is where the manager's viewpoint plays a crucial role. 6 reasons you should be using self-appraisals. Your employees will feel empowered. Your employees will feel heard. You can improve employee relations. You can reduce discrepancies. You can highlight opportunities for career growth. Employees develop new self-assessment skills. Employee self-appraisal example questions. What makes you great at your job? How, where, and when you do your best work? If you could change a component of your role, what would it be? What recent accomplishments are you proudest of? By incorporating self-appraisals into your performance reviews and arming employees with the guidance they need to self-reflect, you can improve the experience and outcome of your assessments. Method 8. Forced distribution. Forced distribution is a performance appraisal rating method requiring the rater to force employee ratings into a bell-shaped curve. Forced distribution ranks employees into predefined categories based on their relative performance. It is often used to identify high-potential employees, reward top performers, and weed out low performers. How do you measure and improve the validity and reliability of forced distribution? Here are some tips to help you. Define clear criteria. Validity and reliability of forced distribution is to define clear and objective criteria for evaluating performance. Train the raters. The raters should be familiar with the criteria, the rating scale, and the distribution curve. Communicate the process. The employee should understand how their performance will be assessed, what the categories mean, and how the results will be used. Review the outcomes. The impact should be evaluated for effectiveness and satisfaction, such as whether they improve the organizational performance, whether they motivate or demotivate the employees, and whether they create or reduce conflicts or lawsuits. Adjust the method. Adjust the method based on the review and the feedback. The method should be flexible and adaptable to the changing needs and circumstances of the organization and the employees. Monitor the results. The results should be tracked and compared with the previous and expected outcomes. The consequences should be monitored and addressed for any positive or negative effects on the organization and the employees. Example of forced distribution method. The forced distribution method is also called bell curve rating or stacked ranking. For example, a manager of XYZ Corporation evaluating 30 employees can be instructed to put 5 employees each in the outstanding and the poor category, whereas 20 will fall in the range of average performers. In this manner, the ratee, manager, has forced the distribution of level of performance of each of the 30 employees into one of the 3 categories. Advantages: equal evaluation process, highlights future frontline leaders. Appraisers cannot support favorite employees. Quick and easy. Disadvantages: forced visibility, negative impact on innovative employees. Ultimately, effective performance appraisal methods not only assess employee performance, but also foster growth, development, and motivation. By providing constructive feedback, identifying areas for improvement, and recognizing achievements, organizations can enhance individual and overall organizational performance, leading to success in the long run.